Hello and welcome to all our wonderful weirdos today. Today we celebrate you in Wonderful Weirdo Day. I'm your host, Iréne-Mari van Walt, and I'm joining you from Dolphin Park today. So in today's episode, local makeup artist and nail technician Anchen Van Wyk is going to tell us a little bit about a line of press-on nails that she launched in the time of the pandemic. As always, I will bring you the news, weather and tides from Dolphin Park today, and then you can keep your eyes peeled for a pop-up question is going to pop up on the screen that you can answer a simple question, and you can be in the running to win $1,000 off your next holiday on accommodation. So stay right with us. We'll be right back. So we start off today's news with attempts by the tourism industry to stay afloat. So the Namibian tourism industry is obviously currently experiencing one of its biggest challenges in recorded history and in their memory. In response to these challenges, the Namibian Wildlife Resorts, known as NWR, adjusted its business operations to withstand the challenges brought about by COVID-19. NWR welcomed various actions such as signing a memorandum of understanding with its social partner, the Namibian Public Workers Union, which resulted in cost-cutting measures for the greater good of the organization. Equally, NWR adopted a pricing model targeting the domestic market, which was able to sustain its operations thus far. However, it is no secret that the domestic market alone is not sufficient to sustain the tourism sector. Thus, the official opening of the Hosea Kotoko International Airport on the 1st of September as part of the Tourism Revival Initiative announced by government is a much-needed encouragement to the sector and NWR in particular. We are aware that the opening of the Hosea Kotoko International Airport is one of the steps towards the revival of the industry. We are hopeful that through its opening, a more positive sentiment will begin to filter into the industry as international travelers start arriving, said the NWR Managing Director. Before the official opening of the Hosea Kotoko International Airport, the industry had been and continues to be affected by the pandemic. Similarly, some of the travel limitations cast further doubt on any company in the industry recovering in the short term. We are therefore very mindful of the role that we fulfill in the Namibian business arena and social ecosystem. As we look to the future, we understand that there is a long way to go before the sector experiences some of the occupancies it had pre-COVID-19, the Managing Director concluded. Then, in the second story, schools are to reopen in phases. Grade 7, 8 and 9 learners across the country, excluding the Khomas region, were expected to resume face-to-face learning on Monday. However, numerous schools in Walvis Bay and Swakopmund indicated that they will only welcome these learners back today. The Dana Secondary School in Narraville, Walvis Bay is one of the government schools that will only allow their grade 8s and 9s to return back to school today. Principal Anchen Van Wyk said that the biggest challenge for the school is adhering to social distancing protocols. The grade 11s and 12s are back at school and were divided into groups. The same will need to be done for the grade 8s and 9s. The aim is to accommodate about 10 to 15 learners in a class, he said. Van Wyk said that the daily timetable also had to be rearranged to accommodate all the learners and, of course, all the groups that they had to be divided into. We will have them rotate with different groups coming to school on alternative days, he said. Van Wyk also said that despite the challenges, the school, which is home to 1,008 learners and 36 teachers, is coping. We have numerous teachers at school who have underlying health conditions. Despite this, they show up for work every day. Our goal is to make sure that the learners receive the necessary attention, that everyone stays safe, and that we prevent COVID-19. We are trying our best, he said. Van Wyk commended parents for their continuous support to the school, saying that he is hopeful that things will run smoothly. Danish High School in Quisipmund welcomed their grade 10s back yesterday, with the grade 9s returning today and the grade 8s tomorrow. The grade 8s and 9s will only come to school for orientation. We will explain what is expected of them and how the classes will work. Lessons will only resume next week, the principal said. Then, Nara Primary School in Quisipmund also welcomed their grade 7s back on Monday, with Principal Christina Gontes saying in a letter to parents that only a certain number of groups will be able to attend school on Sundays and others not. We do not have enough classrooms or teachers to teach many small groups at the same time. We may also need to close the schools for regular deep cleans. The school opted to divide the learners into groups of 20 each. Children will be praised and rewarded for sticking to the rules such as social distancing, but sanctioned for breaking rules that will be strictly enforced for everyone's safety. In extreme cases, these sanctions could include exclusion. Gonta said the return of learners to school is vital for the children's education and psychosocial well-being. We will ensure that all learners can return to a safe learning environment and do it safely, she said. Pro Ed Academy in Swakopmund will welcome back their grade 7, 8 and 9 learners today. And that is all for your news for today.
This is the first time I'm going to vote now here. I'm going to get my registration card now. So yeah, I want to motivate those at home. Please come. Those at work, please make time and come. You won't make a mistake. Just do it. It's because we have that attitude of saying, I will never vote. Nothing will happen. Nothing will change. That's why things just stay that it is. Let's make a change this year. Let's see what we can do this year. So I just want to motivate you guys. Just come, please, make a difference. I was never really interested because I just heard different people speaking about different things and things going wrong, and so I was never really interested until I sat down with some people and I listened to different politicians speaking, and I saw that changes can happen. Changes can happen. I listen to different people, I listen to the community, I listen to the outcry of different people, and I see we can make changes. We can make changes, and it only takes one to make a move. So if one of you listening now can make a move, we all can move with you. So let's make it a team effort then.
I came to register because my card I couldn't qualify to vote in the local authority election as it was saying not applicable. So with that I came at the first polling station at 9 o'clock this morning. Disappointingly enough, I've been here since 9 o'clock at the social club, of which at the end of the day we found out that the ink or something is around also, and then we came now to the day there, which we've spent again another 2 hours just in the line in order to get the registration. And it is very, very disappointing to actually go through this whole process, and I've seen a lot of people who have turned back and left actually the registration stations, and this is the reason why the ECN should actually look at options such as maybe increasing the teams or at the end of the day extend the time of registration, because this is very, very draining, and as we know the youth won't be standing the whole day in the lines, and we can see a lot of votes that are getting lost in this war. So the ECN should relook their position and really prioritize the extension of the registration. It is very, very important for us. As we speak, we are having challenges with people who have been actually making contact with us, in the sense to say, like in Naraval, people can only register at the Dana Secondary School, which is in the urban constituency, but there is nowhere they can register in the rural constituency today, but then it's earmarked for other days only. So with that already, it brings issues amongst the community members, of which they feel they are being denied their right actually to register. So with that, definitely something needs to happen as soon as possible, and that's why we say a bit of coordination is very needed with the community as well as the officials. There should be some form of coordination and communication.
So for the while you're suggesting that people just bring along their patients and register to vote?
For now people can bring their patients and then also just try to be accommodative to a certain extent, but then what we're seeing is a trend that is being created now, because it is now forcing people even who are staying in rural will end up giving addresses in urban in order to get registered.
Yes.
And vice versa, it can happen that people in urban will end up registering in rural, and this is votes will be losing.
Thank you, Knowledge.
Good morning, everyone. It's my first time for registering for local elections. The reason why I'm doing this is because we believed in the structure that we put in place, and as things goes by, we can no more rely on anything, because as we see, corruption is the main function. At the end of the day, we need to stand up and have a voice. And today, everything I did so far, it was for my community, because I'm a community member. I was born in Walvis Bay, and I want our town to be uplifted. Our structures in our town is going down. Our roads are not in place. Everything is a mess. So everybody at home, let's come out of our comfort zones. Let's come to this point and make a difference in Walvis Bay, so well as Namibia. But this is our first point of starting. So if there is a change, it started with us, and it will end with us as well. Thank you.
Okay, saam met my hier is Anchen Van Wyk en sy is 'n nail technician en 'n make-up artist. Hoe gaan dit vandag saam met jou, Anchen?
Baie goed, kan nie kla nie. Dit gaan ook net so goed so met jou soos wat dit met my gaan.
Ja, nee, ons moet net smile, ons moet net kop bo water hou.
Dit is
Nou, Anchen, vertel vir ons, jy's 'n nail technician, jy's in die nails besigheid, jy doen make-up. Hoe het jy daar beland en hoe lank is jy nou al in hierdie bedryf in?
alles het begin by jy ken gewoon en al.
Ja.
Ek moes die mense al van speel en van daar af het ek nog net video's gekyk op YouTube en het my geïnspireer om die ding, ek wil die ding aanvang.
Ja, ja.
Hoekom kan ek ook nie sulke goed doen?
Ja.
My roeping was eintlik Nancy. Ek moes vandag 'n veearts gewees het.
Sure, nou kyk dat.
Ek kon wel vir 'n ander dag. Ek het 2015 my eerste nailkursus geloop. Sommer die mense hier in Walvis Bay, iets wat my sak gepas het.
Ja.
Dit was nog nie so goed soos die
Ja.
Maar okay, fyn, dis 'n start. Dis mos 'n start vir enige ding.
Presies.
En dit het nie vir my gekeer om net daar te stop. Van ek het nie regtig baie geleer by die persoon wie van my die kursus aangebied het. Maar ek het gevat
En gegaan. En jy
ek het gevoel hierdie ding gaan ek self
jou eie
master,
maak.
Ja, ek gaan hom master. Maak jy saak hoe nie? Ek het nie nou net 10,000 rand om hierdie professional te vat. So ek het dit self YouTube video's, local mense in Walvis Bay, dit baie so social media het my baie geïnspireer. En dit het my nog net gemaak dat ek net wil
net nog verder
net groei.
Ja.
Ek wil net groei in hierdie industrie.
Sure. So dieselfde met die make-up ook, YouTube tutorials.
Make-up het ek myself geleer. Ek het die kursus gevat. Want ek voel as 'n vroumens, enige vroumens dit doen.
Ja.
Dis nie 'n ding wat jy moet nou. As solank jy jou basics ken.
Ja.
Jou basics ken, ben jy.
Nee, kyk, vir my raak daai blending en daai goeders raak vir my Grieks.
Dis die ding, mense sukkel met klein goedjies, maar dit is glad nie so moeilik soos wat dit lyk nie.
Sure, okay.
Iemand moet net vir jou sê, okay, jy gebruik hierdie borsel van dit, hierdie foundation, jy moet net daai goeders ken.
Die basics ken en dan is jy 100.
Dis maklik. Jy
Sure.
moet net die regte persoon kry om vir jou te wys. Nou kry jy mos nou hierdie borsel.
Ja.
Dis baie maklik.
So jy is nou al 2015 aan die gang. So is nou al 5 jaar later.
Yes. Ek doen nou al vir 4 jaar en ek nou 'n krimi professional. Dis wat myself opgebou het.
Sure.
So, daai ander jare was maar net veel gewees.
Nou dan Anchen sê vir my, jy het nou nog met dit, jy was so 'n bietjie innovative geweest in hierdie tyd in. En jy het nou met press-on nails wat jy nou verkoop. Vertel ons 'n bietjie waarvan af hierdie gedagte gekom en hoe lyk die press-on nails en hoe werk dit?
Dit kom nou al van laas jaar af.
Ja.
Van laas jaar. Dit was altyd, dit het vir my so nice gelyk. As ek dit sien in kliks en dan,
Ja.
ek kan dit doen.
Ja.
Ek sal dit kan doen. Maar ek het nog nie die kats of die pote of hoe kan ek weet
Net hy omgehad om het verder te vat, ja.
Ek het nie baie dit gehad nie. Maar toe ek hierdie jaar sê laas maand ek het gelunch het. Toe ek het net genoem vir my vriendin luister. Ek wil
Dit doen. Ja.
En sy sê vir my, "Jo." Sy sit met dieselfde gedagte en sy wil dit vir my gesê het. Kom ons doen. En sy het vir my so baie geleer van my tips en
Ja.
guides gegee oor hoe ek hierdie ding kan hanteer en verder vat. En ek het begin met normale tips wat jy
Ja,
gebruik
ja.
net om te plak. Toe dink maar dit sal nie werk nie, man. Ek moet regte volle nailtips kry. Mense gevra. So vra ek rond apteke, Planet Nails hier. En pryse bymekaar gekry en so voort. En ek het letterlik net begin met 'n blaadjie.
Ja.
Die naels daarop geplak met sellotape.
Ja.
Ek wag, nee, hierdie sal nou nie werk nie. Kom ek bel tog vir Christel of iemand
Ja.
om my te help. Toe kom vat sy my eendag en sy sê kom ons gaan kyk by Westpac pakkies.
Ja.
Toe sien ek hierdie houertjies.
Oh, wow.
Toe sê ek like, nou gaan hierdie ding mos nou.
Mooi lyk, ja.
En toe kry ek sommer gewone cardboard papier en knip dit sommer in die shape van die dingetjie en Christel en verduidelik ook vir my van die binnekant van die package.
Ja.
Is 'n frame met dit het so 'n dip in. Daar sal 'n mooi sticker daarin.
Oh,
wees.
wow.
Toe gee sy nou van my iemand se naam wat
Stickers en goedjies doen.
stickers en ek het kwotasies gekry vir dit en ek het letterlik begin met 'n plain set.
Ja.
Ek het hom nou al gebruik van ek het mos nou al bietjie excited geraak.
Ja.
En ek het van daar af het ek my eie designs begin. Ek doen my weet jy dit is vir my baie gemaklik om op sonder dat net
Oh, wow.
Is dit vir my gemaklik om 'n katoen op die naam.
Ja, ja.
Ek het hier wat
Hy is
ek hier,
mooi.
Wat is 'n meisie.
Ja.
Lola Bunny.
Ja.
Ja. So dit het vir my baie gehelp.
Nee, en dan basically is dit jy gee daar so 'n plakkertjie ding wat jy by het.
Ja, die pen is baie mense verstaan nie as ek sê adhesive.
Aha.
Maar dit lyk so
Soos 'n plak
dit is
ding.
soos double-sided tape.
Aha. Maar net vir nails.
Dis net vir die stick-ons en jy
Ja.
kan dit net een keer gebruik. Dis baie maklik om dit aan te sit, dis baie maklik om dit te remove.
Oh.
Ek gee ook 'n glue, dis nou vir 'n longer way. As jy dit langer wil
Ah, dis nice. So sê jy gaan nou net vir die aand uit en jy wil nou net jou nails doen. Jy het nie nou tyd om weer 'n nail technician te gaan sit nie.
Nee.
Plak op.
Jy vat jou adhesive tapes, jy plak hom op. Al wat jy moet doen is sorg dat jou alles skoon is.
Ja.
Dan buff jy net jou nails.
Oh,
Lekker dat
wow.
dit dof is.
Yes.
Dat hy shine van nou mense nails gee natural oils af. So hy sal sommer net so
Afval. O, so dan moet jy so 'n bietjie
doen
buff.
die en dan plak jy dit en dan is jy effe.
Wow. Yes, dis nou lekker.
Dit is 'n lekker ding. Dit is baie gerieflik veral vir mense wat nie daai geduld het.
Ja. Ja.
En dit vat vir my 'n dag om dit klaar te maak.
Sure. En nou, hoe is die respons op dit gewees nou al vandat jy dit gelaunch het? Baie goed?
Baie mense het gesê dit is 'n goeie ding in hierdie tyd wat 'n mens nou nie kan face-to-face kom.
Dis die ding, ja. Ja.
En dit het my ook baie gepush. Okay, nee.
Kom ek doen dit, maak dit klaar.
Dit
Ja.
sal werk. En ek het nogal baie mense uit Windhoek uit en ek het in Oranje moet ek ook
Wow.
mense gekry wat dit graag wat by my aan bestel het.
Ja.
En dit is vir hulle is dit nice.
Presies,
Hulle
ja.
respons is net soos in hulle het nie gedink dit sou werk nie want
Ja.
'n mens weet nie altyd presies of daai ding sal pas op jou naels nie. En hoe ek dit vir hulle verduidelik het, sit pas of die mense by vir wie ek dit al verkoop het, pas die naels.
As perfect, ja. Sure, dit is amazing. Nou sê dan gou vir my, aside van hierdie, die COVID-19 pandemie het nou gekom. Hoe het dit jou manier van dinge doen geaffekteer? Want ek sien jy sit met 'n bril en met 'n masker en
Kyk vir my moet ek elke dag ek moet 'n masker dra vir die naels se stof
Ja.
en die fumes wat die
Ja.
afgee in die brille. Maar okay, mense is skepties. Want jy ken tog, jy is nou bietjie worried oor jou huis, jou household by die huis. Maar ek blameer niemand nie. Ek gaan maar net aan en volg precautions soos ek
altyd gedoen het, ja.
Ek gebruik alles wat moet gebruik word.
Ja.
Sanitizers, ek moet sterilize. Ek is basies soos 'n doktersafspraak.
Dit is ja, dit is.
Goed skoon hou ten alle tye.
Dit is. Nou sê gou vir my, ons het so 'n tydjie gelede het ons gesels en jy het gesê hierdie besigheid is dis baie kompeterend. Ja. Ja, ja. So, hoe hanteer jy die kompetisie?
Weet jy nee, ek like om ander mense se werk baie te promote ook.
Ja.
Maar nou, jy kry mos nou dan.
Ja, jy kry nie altyd dieselfde mense wat dieselfde dink nie. Ja.
Maar vir my is net om anders te help. Ek wil ook net mense druk wat ek ken wil ek vir hulle leer.
Ja.
Wat hulle ken wil ek ook by hulle leer. Maar nou jy weet,
Ja.
kompetisie is groot.
Ja.
En afguns ook. Kom ons los dit uit. Maar ek
Jy vat dit maar dit so
ek
kom.
laat nie laat dit vir my intimideer nie. So ek vat dit soos dit kom.
Ja, jy's 'n brand op jou eie op die einde van die dag.
Elke een is uniek in wat hulle doen. So dis maar.
Nou sê vir my enige ander, wat is jou boodskap aan jong meisies daar buite wat nou soos jy ook gevoel het 5 jaar gelede? Ek wil graag nails, ek wil graag make-up doen.
Yes.
Ek weet nie waar om te begin nie. Wat is jou boodskap vir hulle?
Daar is nie plek vir failure in die industrie nie. As jy jou kop in dit wil sit, gaan met dit saam. Vra. Dit is goed om te weet wat jy moet doen en wat jy nie moet doen nie. En ek is altyd keen om te help.
Ja.
Ek wil graag training ook volgende jaar begin.
Okay, hou tyd vas.
Yes, asseblief tog as hierdie pandemie net oor.
Ja.
Maar ja. Ja, moenie net begin en voel ander mense se werk intimidate jou. Ek het ook so gevoel baie kere. Maar ek het nie opgegee nie. Ek het hom gevat en ek het gehardloop saam met hom. So moenie opgee nie. As jy jou kop daar sit alles in. Jy sal vooruitkom. Jy sal daar bo uitkom.
Definitief.
Jy sal kom waar ek vandag is. Want ek het ook gedink ek sal hier uitkom.
Ja.
Ek was dit.
En kyk nou sit jy met jou eie
Ek
brand.
sit met my eie brand. Ek kan nie glo nie, maar is net die Here.
Definitief.
Dit is
Definitief.
dat jy moet voor jy begin
Ja,
sê dankie.
daar sê
Begin
definitief.
die dag met 'n
Ja,
lekker gemoed.
ja. En dan net en laastens Anchen, waar follow ons vir jou? Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, wat ook al.
Ek is op Instagram.
Okay.
Nails and Makeup by Anchen. Hy is gelinkt met Facebook. So
Okay.
jy kan, maar dit alles gaan directly op my persoonlike account op Facebook. So jy kan my daar enige tyd kry. Jy kan van my message vir appointments of
Wat ook al.
Ja,
Sê baie dankie Anchen, baie dankie dat jy vandag met ons gesels het.
groot plesier.
And now for your weather and tides for today. So high tide was expected at the 3 coastal towns at about 6:30 this morning, and low tide expected at about 5 minutes to 1 this afternoon. High tide expected again at about 7:30, and low tide again tomorrow morning at 1:45 in the morning. Walvis Bay will sunrise at 7:04, and expect sunset at 6 tonight. Maximum of 24 degrees Celsius with a southwesterly wind prevailing. For tomorrow in Walvis Bay, a minimum of 15 and a maximum of 27 degrees Celsius. Swakopmund will sunrise also at 7:04, and expect sunset also at 7 tonight. A maximum of 22 degrees Celsius with a west-southwesterly wind. For tomorrow, a minimum of 15 degrees Celsius and a maximum of 24 degrees Celsius. Henty's Bay will sunrise at 7:05 and expect sunset at 7 tonight. A maximum of 20 degrees Celsius with a southerly wind prevailing. A minimum of 15 degrees Celsius and a maximum of 26 degrees Celsius in Henty's Bay. Arandis will sunrise at 7 this morning and expect sunset at 7 tonight. Remember that there is still a heat wave prevailing until Friday. And then for today, the maximum will be 35 degrees Celsius with a north-northeasterly wind prevailing there. A minimum of 17 degrees Celsius and a maximum of 35 degrees Celsius for Arandis tomorrow. And Usakos saw sunrise this morning at 7 and expect sunset at 7. Maximum of 34 degrees Celsius with an east-northeasterly wind prevailing there. A minimum of 14 degrees Celsius and a maximum of 34 degrees Celsius. Karibop saw sunrise at 2 minutes to 7 this morning and expect sunset at 1 minute to 7 tonight. A maximum of 32 degrees Celsius with a northeasterly wind prevailing. And for tomorrow, a minimum of 12 degrees Celsius and a maximum of 32 degrees Celsius. Omaruru lastly saw sunrise at 2 minutes to 7 this morning and expect sunset at 11 minutes to 7 tonight. A maximum of 32 degrees Celsius with an east-northeasterly wind prevailing. For tomorrow, a minimum of 11 degrees Celsius and a maximum of 32 degrees Celsius. And that is your weather and tides for today and tomorrow. And that unfortunately brings us to the end of another episode of Erongo Talk. It was lovely having you with us. So remember that you can get in touch with us for advertisement opportunities, or you can let us know what's happening in your community at 0811 7040. That's 0811 7040. And then you can also find us on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter, so be sure to like and follow on all those platforms. Then if you want to know about the stories that we discussed earlier this morning and so much more, you can check out www.irongo.com.na. That's www.irongo.com.na. So until tomorrow, remember to stay safe, stay healthy, wear your mask, sanitize your hands, wear your gloves, maintain social distancing. Please take care of yourselves and please take care of each other. We can only win COVID and beat COVID-19 if we work together. So we'll join you again tomorrow. Stay safe until then. Bye.